G'day comrade subscribers. I know it's been a while, I've been a bit slack. It's been humid every evening, and my wife was away for 2 weeks because her mum passed in England. So she's finally back. I got back last week. She had to go to Hartlepool in the north of England. So she flew back from Newcastle to Dubai on Emirates 777, and then which I think was about 7-8 hours, and then Dubai to Sydney, which I think was 13-14 hours on an A380, and then that got in at about 10 p.m. so she stayed overnight in a hotel in Sydney, and then caught the flight back. So it's only an hour flight from Sydney to port, but it was a bit of a close run because first of all the flight was delayed and they're all on the plane, and then the plane was broken. That was something that the pilot wasn't happy with, couldn't fix it, so they had to get a replacement plane and flying up here, and then they had to try and land before a storm came in, otherwise they'd be diverted up to Brisbane. So yeah, so she's finally back. So close yet so far, you know, it's the last leg, and that seemed to have the most issues, but yeah, but she did well in England by herself, basically the only child really. So sorting out her mum and mum's flat and things like that. So yeah, it's going to take her a while. So if the government if Dutton had just intervened and let her stay here with her only remaining family 8 years ago, then she'd still be alive today. She would have died of pneumonia by herself in England. So that's going to be something very hard to get over. But yeah, that's politicians for you, fucking useless. Anyway, so looking at the PC-80 series, so PC-8001 Mark II that I've got here. I'm going to try the color output. So I've built a card by a fellow called Mike. Links are in the description. So you should check out his GitHub. He's got some really cool looking projects there. So it's essentially just a so the color output color RGB output is an 8-pin DIN, and it's basically just a level shifter. So I've got some 150 ohm resistors going to VGA here. So I have tried it, and it's he designed his for his PC-88 series, so the PC-8001. It's not working too well on mine, as we'll see, but so I don't know if maybe there's some. He's got allowance for 0.1 microfarad capacitors to ground surface mount, which I did have, but that just resulted in the whole display being smeared. So I got rid of those, and I got basically a display. But you'll see the issue I've got. He does note also that's for use with a 24 kilohertz monitor, which I don't have. I'm using I'm either using this cheapo VGA to HDMI converter. So I go basically RGB out from the machine, VGA into this, the HDMI over to my unplug this over to my cheapo HDMI to USB, and then I use QuickTime to capture the video. But that's not working. It basically can't pick anything up. So I have to connect it directly to my screen. So I'm using a Philips 243V, which apparently does not do 24 kilohertz, but it does kind of work. So we'll be doing that. So we'll have a look at that. What else I've got? Replacement battery. So obviously it's not nickel cadmium. It's going to be this one here. This is for the laptop. But this is the closest I could get. So 2.4 volts, which is what we've got in there. This is 3-pin, so I'm just going to chop one off. I think the reason why couldn't I get a 2-pin, it was either they didn't have any in stock in Australia. I got this from Radio Spares RS Online. Or it was, this was $5 compared to $30. So I thought I'd try this one out. Nickel metal hydride. I know different battery chemistry, so the charging cutoff is different, but who knows? Let's see. And finally, ta-da, Kanji ROM. So 256K Kanji ROM for the machine. So as you may remember, let's put those aside. The machine does Romaji, which is the Roman characters, the Latin characters, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, and it also does katakana via the kana switch here. So katakana is kind of the original phonetic, I think. So look, okay, I did Japanese for 7 years, 5 years at high school, 2 years at uni. So, and this was 30 years ago. Okay, so my memory's probably a bit rough. But basically, katakana was the original phonetic alphabet. Only men were allowed to use it. So then hiragana came along, which women could use apparently. Hiragana is a bit more, I guess, complex in that you can't really fit hiragana into an 8x8 character, whereas katakana is quite simple. So it does actually fit. That's why we've got katakana usually on these older machines. Kanji is the Chinese characters, it's not phonetic, it conveys meaning. And that's obviously even more complex. And I think, so we can't do it on the text mode. I think it's, I wrote it down here. So it's 16 by 16 pixel characters. So you can do it, so it uses 300 by 20 screen. So on a mono, you can do basically 30 by 12 characters, kanji, and 4-color, it's 20 by 12. So there's a sample program here. So this one here prints out I, which is love, which means love. But there's, I think this one here prints out a few. So we'll try this. We'll try this program. And what else? Oh, of course, we're going to try and load some software. So I've just made up a very simple cassette cable. It is, let me just unplug it here. As you can see here, it is actually an 8-pin DIN. But that's obviously a bit excessive for what we need. If you have a look here, so ground is pin 2, and then here you can see input, so that's output, and that's input, output power, input power, something like that. So we want the input, which is the mon pin, which is pin 5. So all we need is pin 2 and pin 5. So I'm just using a 5-pin DIN rather than an 8-pin DIN, and then just a 3.5mm mono cable, and hook it up to my computer and play back the WAV file using Audacity. And yeah, so I'll try and load Mario, Super Mario game. So looking on the back here, so here's I just got a cheap 8-pin DIN to 8-pin DIN cable for the converter board. So we've got 8-pin to 8-pin. So plug that in to there. Because like I said, you'll see that the output's not that great. So for the kanji, we'll just switch back to the black and white, which is just composite. And then the CMT port, which is cassette. I still don't know what the CMT stands for. Compact magnetic tape, I don't know. So plug that into there to load the software. And we should be good to go. So, but yeah, unfortunately, like I said, I can't do the video capture because my cheapo video capture stuff won't do it. Won't accept the signal. So if you can suggest something I should really, because what I use basically is I've either got a cheapo, everything's cheapo with me, just a GBS-8200, pretty much stock. Yes, I know Aaron keeps telling me to convert it to GBS control, but I have removed those pots there, so it is straight through, so it should be 75 ohms there, but it generally does the job for the RGB, like on the Soviet machines. So anyway, so I either use that, or I use that to HDMI, or I've got some other, for example here, I've got components to HDMI, and then I use that wherever it's gone, and then I just use this to capture it on the computer. But if there's something else you can suggest that's not too expensive, so I need a scan converter, don't I? Really, a scan converter, something like that. So, all right. Anyway, let's sort this all out. So yeah, unfortunately, as I was going to say, I'm going to have to record the screen with my phone, I'm afraid. Apologies in advance. So there we go. So that's that. I'll turn on the machine and we will load Super Mario, which is about 15.5 minutes. So we won't record all of that. Then we'll open up the machine because it's quite an ordeal to put in the Kanji ROM and replace the battery. And we'll try out the Kanji ROM. Okay. PCBWAY. This channel's #1 sponsor. They've been awesome to work with, actually. You guys probably, they need no introduction. They sponsor a lot of creators on YouTube. They've been excellent to work with. They're very patient, which I appreciate. As you know, I do tend to jump around quite a bit. Sometimes it's hard because you need to order some obscure parts, which take a while to arrive, or they cost some money, which I'm not rich, so it takes time to order parts to actually build PCBs. So PCBWAY have been very patient with me, and which I really do appreciate. So I just wanted to go on, have a look at the shared projects section on their website. So I've got 2 projects at the moment. So I've got my 2732 2764 daughter board that is designed for the Osborne 1. So that's under review because I've just made some minor tweaks to it. And I've just uploaded this one here for the BBC Master Compact. But generally, if someone orders boards through PCBWAY from here, so you just basically add to cart, nice and simple, then PCBWAY will I think credit 10% towards your account, which is nice. So I've got $3 I think so far, so 6 lots of 50 cents. So that's nice. It's nice. Of course, you're not limited to ordering through PCBWAY. PCBWAY do let you link to your GitHub or download the Gerbers, so completely open. So if you do want to go somewhere else, they don't have any problem with that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So actually I might go over to here. So I was having a browse through the computers and USB, a lot of Commodore stuff, a lot of Spectrum stuff. So it's interesting, some of the stuff here you might not come across in your day-to-day stuff. But I think the next thing I might have a look at getting is this one by Mark Fix's stuff. I think I might have seen this on his YouTube channel. So this is a recreation of one of the Micro Plus boards from Microgen, where they've got additional code and stuff in the ROM. So I might build. Of course, I need to get my Spectrum working first. But if I order it through PCBWAY, then they're going to donate 10% towards Mark. So win-win in my view. So definitely have a check it out. So they've got computers. They've got various categories here. So just have a wander through. There might be something interesting that you've not come across before. Yeah. Anyway, back to the video. So there we go. As you can see, so I'm not sure how to fix that. Obviously something I'm going to have to look into. So no, I thought I might have seen something like this on Mike's page, leadedsolder.com. Obviously links in the video description. So I'm going to have a look at that, what he did. So there are other options available. Maybe it's because I'm not using a 24 kilohertz screen, I don't know. So let's just get that ready there. Right, so I should have brought. I need to switch between screens, don't I? All right, hang on, stand by. Okay, I've loaded the first part. I don't know if you can actually list it. Can I list? Okay, there we go. So it just loads a basic loader at the start, and then we run that, and then it'll load the rest with machine code. Okay, now I think I should just be able to press that. It should keep playing. There we go. Alright, so you can see up here in the corner it's loading. So that's going to take about 15.5 minutes. So, yeah, that's still loading. Yeah, alright, still good, it's all good. So we'll be back in about 15.5 minutes to try out Super Mario. Super Mario Brothers Special. Okay. Now, definitely needs volume control. Alright, let's give it a try. So number pad to move, 4 and 6, and then space to jump. There we go. There we go. Okay. Wait for come on. Wait, there we go, there's a space. Now I have to, I think, do all these, and then the exit opens. No. Oh, there we go, alright. Okay. Oh, bouncy. Okay. Whoops. They're what, Coopers? Are they Coopers? I don't know what I do here. Oh. I thought I'll jump on top of them I could. Oh, no. No, that's a bit unfair. Alright. I don't know, how am I supposed to exit this level? No. Maybe I'm supposed to... Am I supposed to get rid of all the Coopers? Are they called Coopers? Alright, got rid of him. There we go. Okay. Got to move then jump. You can't jump and then move. You got to be moving then jumping. Okay. Okay, I'm not supposed to touch that thing either. Bugger. Alright. There we go. I quite enjoyed that actually. Alright, enough of that. Enough fun time. Let's open this beast up. Alright. It's a well-built machine. It's just a pain in the ass to get in and out of. So I've got the top case off, I've got the keyboard out. There's two kind of earthing straps that you've got to disconnect. I've got the power supply out. This is the expansion cage here. So this is where the Kanji ROM sits in. There's like a little I/O bus there that it connects to. And the battery that I need to replace is underneath the expansion cage here. I'm thinking I might just remove the old one. I'm not too worried about battery backup at the moment. More screws I've got to remove. Get the expansion cage out. Is that enough? Oh yeah, it's just, I think it's pull up. If you pull it out, there is yes, plugs in vertically. There we go, like that. There, so that just pulls out like that. So that's what I need to remove. So this, okay, we'll stick the Kanji ROM in. Okay, I'm going to make sure it lines up properly. How are we going to do that? Oh, okay. So it's actually wider than it has to be, but we've got these two blocked out, so it means I should not mess it up on putting it in. So that's wrong. There we go. And oh, okay. And it's got two plastic spaces there that it plugs onto, like so, and it's in. Okay. So I'm going to get this. Oh, I could probably just sod it. I'm just going to snip it out. I'm not going to desolder it now. Can't be bothered. Can it be bothered? Alright. Anyway, I'll get it. I'll get it. That's the original battery. Out 2.4 volts. NEC. This is the replacement I was going to use. So, which one's positive side? Maybe that one. So it should fit with a bit of stretching. I won't worry. Yeah, I might look for a better fit. So I won't worry about it now. Alright, Kanji ROM's in. We'll put everything back together. Suspension cage. Fit that back on. Then connect all the earthing straps back on. And see how we go. Okay, we're all set up. We'll try a simple little program here first. So you've got to use the JIS code, Japan Industrial Standard code. So this predates Unicode, so before Unicode was there. It's a bit complex. I've been trying to figure it out. So there's kanji I want to write, and the JIS code should be 497C for the first character and 356C for the second character. And I can find it online, but when I try to print it out on here, they're not correct. So, yeah, interesting. Anyway, won't worry about that for now. So we'll just do this first simple program. As you can see, we've got these commands. So these are part of N80 Basic, which is the PC-8001 Mark II onwards. I think to do with graphics. So I'll just put this as a program. So let's reset the machine. Okay, start recording. Restart recording. No, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Start recording. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to write a program. So, command screen 3. So this will put the Japanese kanji character, whoops, for love, A, on the screen, middle of the screen I think. Command CLS3, and then command puts 152. Oh, okay, that gives different. Yep, all right, 152, 92. Whoops. Okay. Let's try that again. No. All right, so command put 15292 kanji, and then the JIS code in hex. So 3026. And then pset, I don't know what pset20 does. Okay, let's list that. Looks good, and let's run. There we go. I love. Okay, it's all pretty simple. There's the next example. I think basically dumps all of them out. So I think it starts off at 3020, which is the start of the JIS here. So 30, so 16. So that's where, so when we did I love, so we had the code 3026, and if you look up the JIS chart, that's actually row 16. So we've got 30 is the first, and then 26, it's actually the 6th character along, and you add 20 hex to it, so you get 26, so that's I. But that's what I'm trying to figure out these other ones, but anyway, we won't worry about that for now. So it starts off at 3020, which is the start of the JIS code for kanji, and goes all the way up to 735F. Actually, I'm assuming there's probably should be hiragana and katakana as well, because, like, for example, having the Kanji ROM, you could then have a Japanese word processor, but you know you can't just have kanji. You need hiragana and katakana as well for full-featured Japanese word processor. So it'll be interesting. So I'll type this in. I'll run it. I'll probably have some background music because I think it'll run for a while, but we'll give it a try first. So let's just reset. Okay, and then auto. Okay, command screen 2, command core to 30. So address maybe equals in hex 3020, and the character 20, I think, for each row, for each ku, is space, I think. So anyway, so the actual characters start at 21, but we'll see. Anyway, so right, locate 00, start the screen. What do we want? A colon there, and then we want print JIS code equals, and then semicolon $X AD, value of AD. Okay, 50. Yeah. Did I? What have I skipped? 10, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40. Bugger. That's fine. You should have told me. 35, command CLS 3. Can I do a renum? Oh, I can do a renum. Excellent. Problem solved. Okay, so we want to do auto from 60. Okay, so 60, first loop for Y equals 22 to 122. 22 to 122, step 20. I guess that's because each character takes 16 characters, 16 pixels, and then we're having 4 pixel space perhaps between each character, each kanji. Equal 4x equals 2 to 302, step 20, so it's 16 by 16. 80, command put xy Kanji AD 90 AD plus 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 1 next, so there'll be next X, which is the internal inner loop, and then next Y, the outer loop, and then we jump 160 plus 160 130, and then if we get to MSET H 735F, then end. Otherwise, go to 40. Okay. All good? What do you reckon? Let's give it a run. There we go. 3020. So there's 94 kanji per code. I keep saying code page, but per row. So yeah, 30, 31. Oh, yep, so get up to, yeah, okay. All right. I'll let this run. We'll see how we go. Right, how exciting was that? Now before I go, so the word that I want to try, let me just start recording here. So the word I want to write is rebuild, or otherwise known as or restoration. Can I remember the katakana? Can I remember the katakana? I know it in hiragana. My katakana is a bit rusty. Shall I sit here and waste time? And that's net. Full. That's full. So if I put kana on, and then I want to do a small tsu. I'm not going to worry about it. It's pronounced fukkyuu. Very childish, I know. So I'm going to try and print it, but so I've had a look at the characters that the Kanji ROM prints, and they don't look right. So according to the JIS code is 497C and 356C, I think. So I'll retype in the program quickly because I don't really understand all the all the functions on this machine. Don't really need the color setting, do I? So we've got address 1. Let's do address 1 equals 497C, and address 2, or JIS code 2, is 356C. Okay, so and then we'll do command CLS3, whatever that does on graphics command to clear the screen. I don't really need to print that up the top, so let's just skip ahead. So command put, so I'll put it at, I guess the kind of top of it, so it'll be 22, 2,22, 2,22, kanji. I don't really need to do those, do I? So just 81, and then command put, so right next to it, so it's going to be 16. So they do step 20, so let's just say, let's do step 18 maybe. So X will be 20. And I want it to be on the same Y. Yep, so on the same line. So yeah, I could have just put that, I didn't have to do this. 82. And that's basically all I really need to do, really, I think. Alright. Let's see what that does. No, okay, printed it twice. Okay, I've done something wrong. 81, 497C, 356C, X 2, so put 2, 22. Yeah, and then move along to 20. Yeah, so 20, 22. Yeah, okay, so why did it print the same kanji twice? But see, that kanji doesn't look right anyway. It looks corrupted. Why don't I just... Okay, so let's just replace replace it with the actual, alright, so ampersand 497C, fukkyuu or something, 497C. Okay, and this one will be 356C. Okay, alright, just empty out that one, renum. Okay, let's see what that does. There, okay. So that's not right. That's not right. The radical, the radical for fukkyuu or fuk is not right, and the rebuild, the old part on the neck on the other side is totally wrong. The radical's wrong as well. So that's what I don't. Yeah, I'm not really. Maybe I should print out. Maybe I should print out that. Yeah, maybe I should just print out the 35 row and just see what the other kanji look like. All right. I'm going to type in that program. Stop that and run it, and then I'll have a look. Okay, I think there's definitely some sort of issue going on with some of the kanji in the ROM. So if I'm just going to do I think it might be easier if I just do a screen recording. Record entire screen, record. Okay, so I've printed out, so this is the row for one of the characters that I want, that I wanted to display, which is this one here. Okay, and then you can see this is what it should look like. So you can see it's row 21. So how do we get 35 hex? Well, row 21, so that's 21 is 15 hex, then you add 20 hex to it, so you get 35. So that's kind of like the row, and then you're starting at 20, so that's always a space there, so that one's always empty. So then you've got character 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is character 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 hex. So it's 35 to get this row, and then 20 hex, 21 hex, 22 hex, 23 hex, 24 hex. So you get all the way down to the character I wanted, which is 6C. So these first two rows look fine. So you can see this is the first kanji, whatever that one is. And you can see here it matches. It will actually tell us. So it means loom, machine, or opportunity. And then you can see the next kanji. So they match. Right, so it makes sense. As you can see, they're matching. But then if we go backwards, so like here, yeah, capital city, so Tokyo or Kyoto. So that one's okay. But then you get this next one here, this kanji here, and it's kind of half corrupt. It's half of it's missing. And then you go to the next one, which is similar, and it's corrupted as well. So the right half is okay, the left half is wrong. Then we get here, so that one's okay, which matches up with this one here, a fish. Okay, it's a word for fish. So some of these complex ones are okay, but as you can see, and you got this one here, which, that's year, isn't it? Oh no, that's cow. Okay, that's similar to year. So which is my cat? So that's completely wrong as well. So that's the character I wanted, which should look like that. That's wrong. That one, this one here is wrong. Again, it looks like the left half is incorrect. The right half is okay. And then we get here. So that one's okay. 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 And then we get down to the next line, and again you can see enormous giant. It should look like that, but it's got this weird, it's got this radical here that shouldn't be there. And then again, this one here is corrupt as well. That one, yeah, this one looks corrupt, radical. So yeah. So there are some issues That's not a problem. I should be able to. I think there is dumps of the Kanji ROMs, so it's just a matter of desoldering these, I guess, and maybe. Let me just stop that recording. Maybe reburn it. So yeah, hopefully that kind of makes sense. Yeah, so something to look for is, yeah, there is definitely some corruption there. Okay, I've kind of bored you long enough. Hopefully that was of some interest. Bye for now.